Adam, so we're part of the YC Winter Batch right now, and essentially what we're building is an AI-powered CAD tool. So the idea is that you can sort of speak anything into existence. So what I mean by that is, the idea is that you can just put a prompt in, and then we generate a parametric CAD file for you to use in a 3D modeling hardware design workflow. So to give you a bit of an idea, like existing CAD is quite slow and repetitive, and I guess probably many of you in the audience maybe have tried to use CAD or like don't have the training to use it, and it's fundamentally because it's very, very hard to learn. It has this very high skill barrier to entry, and we're seeing more and more now. More and more people are wanting to get involved with 3D prototyping, especially with this big advent of 3D printers. And yeah, just especially CAD workflows, mechanical engineering, industrial design workflows, we get bottled down by what is effectively an archaic interface. So yeah, so the solution, at least right now, what we've built in this sort of MVP is Adam, which is a fully language-based interface where you can just generate a 3D model, like let's say this spur right here, where you can put in sort of pitch diameter, different angles, and you won't be able to see here on the screen, but there's also a subset of parameters you can use to sort of generate your 3D model. So I'll show you two prototypes we have. So first of all, this is the Adam web app, which we're actually releasing tomorrow, so you guys will get to play around with it. But essentially the way it works is you put a prompt in, or you'll have a library of subset of models that people generate. So go ahead and like prompt and put in like something like a Lego brick that you see here. And these will be different ones that people generate. And then I can go ahead and like remix them. So I can say like, make it 3 by 9. Okay? And then in theory, if this works, then it'll be able to remix the model that we already have with language and then make the Lego brick 3 by 9. We can give some time to the church Wi-Fi. Yeah, so there we go, right? And then eventually, with everybody on the platform prompting different models, we'll be able to remix each other's models. So yeah, I'll run through a few generations and then go into a bit more stuff. But like, you could do something like, let's say, I'll do something simple for now, before I try more complex things that could break. But yeah, put in a mug. And the way it sort of works is it thinks about sort of the different ways you can build something up like this, like parametrically, and then it generates a 3D model for it, right? So you see here, you can change the color, and it's a bit blurry, unfortunately, but right there on the right you have sort of all the parameters that sort of distinguish the model. So you have like cup height, cup radius, etc. So I could go ahead and maybe adjust one of these, and then yeah. So let me try. I'm going to make a cable holder, okay? Something I can 3D print. We'll try that. So let's try a long block. Okay. A long block with 5 equidistant. Alright. So essentially, at least the way I'm thinking about this is I want this sort of block shape to hold some cables, right? We have 5 cables on the desk. Right now we're doing YC, so I can change maybe it's like filtered wires so I can organize it. And so to make this a cable holder, I can then go ahead and form more sort of CAD-like mechanics using language. So for example, what I can do is I could say extrude Alright, so I wrote extrude fully from the top of each hole, roughly half the width of each hole, so let's see what it does. So yeah, essentially what I'm doing there, extrusion is like a popular sort of CAD mechanic you can take an incision upwards, and then I can slot my cables in like so, right? And then I can go ahead and just like press download, and then go ahead and like whack it on my 3D printer at home. So we're kind of getting to this idea where you can kind of just like speak these objects into existence depending on your printer. I'll do like an architectural generation, and then we'll probably like wrap it up. I can say like make like a funky tree or something. Yeah, and I can put mathematical things like fractals, recursion. Yeah, so we've got a tree, and then I can say like make a park of trees. Right. So there we go, right? And then I could go ahead and like say, put this park in a detailed city with skyscrapers, right? So I can make pretty complex things if I try. Maybe saying that will break now, but let's see what it does. So yeah, got my model of the city right there. There we go. All right, one final thing I'll show you guys, then I'll head off here. Is okay. So that I showed was more of like a casual, like I was saying, the barrier to entry to CAD is quite high, so that anybody can model anything. But we're also building for more professional grade workflows something that integrates within your CAD platform. So this is within Fusion. So you can go ahead and sort of, right now I'm going to try and basically build a Raspberry Pi case. So imagine I've already done this geometry. I can sort of go ahead and say like, help me modify this Raspberry Pi case and add the I/O port cutouts. And Adam will go ahead and make the edit based on the model there. Also, because we're in Fusion, it's Fusion, right? I can go ahead and click faces and make edits there. So you can go ahead and like click a face there, selects the face, and I can go ahead and say like maybe add some ventilation holes, right? And then it will go ahead, think about it, and sort of apply the holes there. And we can keep doing this workflow, right? So select faces. I can maybe let's see, smoothen out the holes. Yeah, and then what I can also do is, because we're in Fusion, you can also use the feature tree, right? So you can go ahead and like, let's say, go back to here, and then you can also go ahead and go back to like a previous edit, like here, for example. So you can go back. So that's more like a feels like prototype of what we're building next. And yeah, so I'll leave it to the other people to speak. Thank you very much. And the app I showed before, we're going to be posting online. So yeah, cheers.